We're going.
Probably
We're live.
GM, hi.
Oh. Like right now? Oh. Wowie.
I told you guys I was clicking the funny button.
Yeah,
Wow.
you sure did.
Wow. Whoa, my gosh.
How's it going? How do you do? Do we? Oh
Don't
yeah,
forget to
right.
announce.
Like announce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
might be important, so people see that we're live.
No, not important.
Oh, and I see there's fireworks, so it's a good thing I'm going to be muted for the entirety of this. Goodbye.
Love you, Jimmy.
Do we got everyone for this? I suppose we better.
Yeah.
Oh, Gecko, you've got it.
Uh-huh. How do I describe this?
Chilling out. Chilling out in the scrapyard.
Whoa!
Sitting 25 feet apart. Because you want to sit.
God, whoa!
How old's Monda? Like 6?
Yeah, give or take 1, yeah.
Oh, okay. So 5?
Yeah.
Alright. I actually have no idea. How old is Monda? I don't actually know.
16.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Me here is 2019.
Yeah. And they are psychically moving the sofa ever so slightly closer.
Wow, that rhymes.
It does.
Only because, only when you're British.
Oh. British.
Whoa!
You ain't know I don't want me, Georgie. Oh, when someone gets introduced in DBA called Georgie, oh, it's the death of millions.
No!
No, don't cancel the stream, James.
Anyway, Deco, what are we doing here?
Good question, good friend Penny. What are we doing here? Well, what we're doing here is a short story, following, well, I suppose incited by, my character, Ace, de Guild. You see, in the Homestuck bounty, of all things, something a little weird happened. You see, he had an epithet. Well, so he said, but something that appeared to be an epithet awakened. And he actually had no idea what happened. So, he contacted his good friend, not really, someone he was in an episode with, who could see epithets and souls and shit, to have a look at him and have a little chat. So, here we are. With Monda and Maya.
Yeah. And, for those wondering, oh, what's a short story? Well, you see, a short story, much like a data bounty, is a subset of the usual game we do, running the anime campaign system, Destruction Bench Agreement. While, the typical episodes are both the combat side and the RP side, characters get interactions and all of that. Bounties are pure combat with some very little RP, and short stories are majorly just the interaction between characters with, not so many combats unless it's the explicit purpose or whatnot. And when it comes to a short story, there's just a little event we want to make, on screen, canonicized. This has happened. Make sure that it's known that this has happened so that people can keep up to date on these sorts of things. And yes, for this one we have Manda and Mayhere gathered here because of, being called forth by Ace. The two of them are simply just training currently, etc., etc. However, before we get into that, one thing that you can get into is our funny Discord server. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I posted the link.
Whoa.
Fine
Fine dining. Dining.
dining.
Whoa.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Holy
Dining of the
fucking
fine
shit.
variety. Full of tabletop goodness such as DBA. DBA. DBA.
Full as fine
Stargazers.
dining accoutrements,
Yeah.
such as this overly sized hamburger I'm eating.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. However, I don't know if this is the track you want to keep going, Gecko, or if there's something else you want to play, but I imagine to start,
Yeah.
Mayhere and Manda are just sitting here. Mayhere is just looking to Manda and being like, I suppose it's a good thing that we have managed to gather here and whatnot, considering you said that, Ace from the island wanted to speak with us.
Manda gives a sort of curt nod as he's lackadaisically just sort of like leaned over the arm of the couch, phone in hand, sort of like almost touching the ground with how leaned over he is. Very, very slouched, very, what's the term? Very couch potatoey. Very, yeah, very relaxed. Yeah. Kinda nervous about it all, actually. Usually when DBA stuff happens, it's the whole, like, nothing good follows sort of thing. That's kinda why I wanted us to meet, not at my house.
Mm,
Hopefully everything
Yes.
goes okay.
that is sensible. As a sort of parallel, or even like opposite to Manda, Mayhere is sitting very vigilant. They have themselves pretty much curled up into themselves on the couch while holding their cane in such a way where they are almost wrapped around it, hugging close to it. And they seem to be on full sensory, awareness, to the point where, nothing will escape their sight. Well, do you have any idea when they will arrive? Or do you think we should get some training in for you for a small amount of time?
No, they'll be here soon.
Mm.
It won't be too long.
Actually, you said they. Is Ace burning someone?
He looks over with really? You Huh. You have future sight too, right?
Mine is limited to an extent, but I do.
Oh.
I mainly attempt to keep it quelled, considering I see all within a large radius of here. And from my marks, and from many other things.
Oh, so yours is different from mine. Interesting.
In very subtle ways, yes.
So is yours like sort of
Headache pulses too. He kind of like gestures with his hands, giving like a wide berth, like
Constant.
imitating like a pulse. There's like, ah,
I
constant?
cannot turn the sight off, but I have learned to live with the pain.
Mine are like
blinks and he kind of like opens and closes his palm.
Mm,
it'd be like flicking on and off a light. You know,
yes.
it's kind of like irritating. In like
I
the weird
understand.
sort of like fun way. It's like staring at a flashlight, I guess. Like you know, like when you're a little kid, it's like it's fun at first, as fun as it can be in like your stupid kind of way, but like, or it's like seeing how long you can stare at the sun, I guess.
When Monda's like, you know, when you're a kid, stare at a flashlight, it's fun or something. Mayheer has a complete, like, straight face thing, like they have, like, literally zero idea what he's talking about. I don't believe staring at the sun would be good for you.
Oh, it's not, but like, you know, kids are stupid.
Yes.
It's like how
believe
you're
that
told.
is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
people have said to me.
It's like how you're told not to do something, but then they're like you'll smile and then you'll immediately go to do it again. You know, like when you're terrible twos and whatnot.
Still blank.
He like looks at you like,
Really?
I did not have a good childhood, Monda.
Oh, you had
I've been
terrible
dead.
twos.
And just like that, Mayheer takes a moment, perks up. Ah. Just like that, 2 people have arrived within my aura.
Yeah, from like from the distance, Munder and Mayheer sort of hear a slight squalling almost, with like the very distinct voice of Ace going like, "No, it's this direction. Look, the maps say." Oh wait, no, I had it the wrong way around. Sorry.
Future is like not even like looking at the map. She just continues walking towards like the scrapyard, just like undeterred. She does like, you know, if Ace like starts to wander off, she like grabs him, turns him.
Yeah. So no, you're right. It's that way.
And then I imagine, after moments, be token layered.
Whoa. Ah,
All right.
there they are.
Seems like we're here.
Hey, friends. How's it going?
Ace, you... Pauses. Feel different.
Haha. Yeah, you straight on it, huh? That's about what I was expecting.
Who is your compatriot?
So this is Future. She's teaching me like cool wyvern arts, martial arts. He gets into sort of like a weird stance. It does like a little like, palm strike in the air.
She bows slightly, just hi. Yeah, no, my name is Future, I have taken on the role of Ace's teacher since I saw potential in them.
I see.
Manda was looking down at their phone as they had a text from their mom. And once Future and Ace sort of look out and enter into Manda's aura, he takes an immediate notice of them, looks up, sees Future, sees Ace, physically looks in the direction, gets a pang in his head and comically keels over and bangs his fucking head on the goddamn ground. God damn it!
Manda,
There's something wrong with him.
What is with you fucking freaks?
What?
Well, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Manda's senses are easily overwhelmed. You two
well,
have powerful auras, it seems.
I
Well,
apologize.
Maybe I'll
That's
just like 10 feet apart, you know, like.
yeah. Ace is, well, as I've said, they've got a lot of potential, and for me, you're probably sensing them. She like sighs.
I
Oh.
have no
Yeah.
concept of who them is, but
They,
Manda,
here helps Manda up or offers
Manda
to at least.
crawls up and points.
You! Points at Ace. That's an epithet! Where'd you
What?
get that?
It is an epithet. Oh.
Yes, I was going to.
I can
hold a
tell
moment.
now, that's an actual epithet. That's not like the weird one from before.
Well, seems like you have your answer.
Wait.
I know an epithet when I see one, that's all I can do.
Mihir just takes a moment and just while Manda, while their children that they're babysitting are fighting, Mihir walks up to Future. It's just like, I suppose it's nice to meet you then, Future. Your name was, yes.
Yes. I don't believe we've met before. She, like, yes, holds out a hand to, like, handshake. Specifically the one that, for Mayhair that isn't holding the cane.
Mihir, would take the handshake and then do a couple of other emotions that I can only describe to be, the secret handshake that you would use between a bro, which are things that Manda 100% taught them.
Yeah.
For real.
Future, like, Future sort of, like, is unsure what to do. Sorry,
Dude. Looks over like real quick between squabbles. You're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Dude, like hit that shit. Like Knuckles, like.
Okay. She thinks about punching me before, like, just effectively fist bumping and attempting. Sorry, from where I'm from, we didn't have much time for entertaining handshakes.
Ah, I see, I understand. I've been attempting to reintegrate since Manda has so graciously taken me into their home.
Nods.
Well, that is good. She sort of looks at Mayhair, and then looks over to Manda. Just to clarify, the thing you're probably sensing that I mentioned earlier is they would probably be something akin to God. Not me specifically, but surrounding me.
Manda's very pointedly not facing you anymore, but you see them give like a meek sort of like double thumbs up, like cool, awesome.
Yeah. Future's kind of sick. It takes like a god to keep it down.
Ah, a god.
Yeah, they through reasons I can't explain, I have a contract, let's say,
Mm.
which allows me to become unreasonably strong in my current state in exchange for taking punishments should certain conditions be met.
Oh. They sort of have this graver sort of look on their face.
Yeah.
So they are gating your development and power.
I think it's more like it's like a debt collector, right? Where they
Yeah.
loan you money, but instead of taking money back, they just like beat you up.
More or less. If anything, this is helping me gain strength faster than I otherwise would have. But it just adds another layer of being careful.
I mean,
Yeah, I saw her like
suppose
stub her
I-
toe once, and then she just like doubled over in pain,
Yes.
like a minute afterwards.
Monda has like a ... moment, and then like thanks, and then summons a little hapticom, which I don't think anybody but Mahir and Monda can see. I don't know about Future. They might be able to see. I just don't
Future doesn't have true sight right now, so
know. Okay,
so
and they tap Mahir on the shoulder.
They give a little signal that shows they have identified what Manda has done, considering, I imagine, since they're the only two psychics in any given room, they can just send each other little signals.
Yeah, like little telepathic signals.
Yeah.
You get something along the lines of Monda being like, "Wait, if the god angel,
Mahir
What?
sends back, no need to think about it.
God is real.
Oh no, God's not real.
That's all it is.
So, what I meant by gating is that, well, simply lending someone power and then punishing them for doing certain things felt immoral in a way to me, but
Well, you wouldn't be wrong. I wouldn't consider them to be any kind of moral.
nod. After a moment, they would turn to Ace. Now then, on the subject which Manda has brought up, your new accoutrement.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. You might have to take a seat.
I can stand.
I'll just take this one. Right. So, like I was doing those bounty things, to train,
Yes.
get stronger.
Make
I kinda got
point
little-
out this seat to Future.
She's fine standing.
All right.
Right, so it's like I was I just like I got really worked up, cause when I do a bounty, I I really think about it. I treat it like training. Like what if this happened in real life? That's how I get stronger.
You attempt to apply it to your real situation.
Yeah, you get it. And there was a girl there. She had, I don't know, like the epithet infinity or something, and her energy was like leaking out.
There
And I know, I
epithet
just,
fuck.
was
Yeah.
infinity.
Yeah,
So I
Right?
hear.
it was nuts. She was just like doing it, everything.
Psychic
just really cool,
signals to Manda, like, is like, what the fuck? This is real?
Yeah, no, it was pretty messed up. Like our energy was just straight up like jumping, like you could feel it inside of yourself, and it was like hot and like deep, kind of familiar. I don't know. But the point is, right?
Yes.
I lost my little imp buddy, right? I know he's not real. Alright, like everyone keeps telling me he's not real, but like could have been. And we were like best friends, kind of. Well, he died for me. I mean, I know he's not real again, but like he could have been. And I just kind of like exploded. Uh, he's just like making over the top hand actions. Not quite sure how to explain the feeling. Like I figured, do you guys have some weird like potential stuff going on? You might know what I'm talking about with that feeling, like the heat, and it just like expands and.
Yes. It
I'm
is
a
what I
Mundi.
feel it. It is what I.
Right.
Well, okay. No, you are an epithet user. However, I mean, at least from what the sensations I'm getting, you feel as though you contain an epithet within you. However, every Mundi could theoretically be an epithet user who has not found theirs yet. So, theoretically speaking, I don't need to go down this train of thinking. They rub their head. I'm getting a little bit too wrapped up in the way I think again. However, yes, the burning feeling of potential bubbling forth. It is what I feel whenever I open my eyes.
Wait, you feel that every time you open your eyes?
Yes.
It
It
kind of
is
like.
why they stay closed.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, it's cool, but
Future's staring at me here.
I understand that, Manda, you also have a very acute sensation with this, potential sort of feeling as well, yes?
He kind of shrinks into the couch.
Puts a gentle
Kinda.
hand on his shoulder.
I wouldn't call it like a bubbling or anything. It's like, God, I don't have like a cool way to put it. It's like, you know, when you go to like I don't know, like a 7-Eleven, like when you get like a fountain soda. You know those little like the cups they have, like the little hole you put the straw through. If you put your finger through the hole you put the straw through, and you tried to rip it out really fast, and like your fingers get stabbed by the little like, you know, little triangle pieces that keep the straw in. It's like that, but like times 1,000.
I need to ask you, Drake. Has
What?
has Amanda ever brought me here to like have a fountain drink at a 7-Eleven?
Oh, probably, yeah.
I do not believe I've stuck my finger in it.
I don't
But
recommend it.
Have you?
It's. You see an expression of guilt. Like a puppy who's been gotten into the trash.
Future is looking at this. Well, in any case, it suddenly seems to be a rather uncomfortable
Violent?
sensation to
Yes.
put it lightly, I presume.
Yes, in short, it is not very comfortable. At least for me.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like hurts, right? In a way,
yes.
but it's
A
not like a pain
lot.
hurt. Yeah, like
No,
it's
it hurts.
different. No, but I mean, like training is fun. Like you push yourself and you keep on going, and like it hurts. It's like pain, but it's like a good pain. Like yeah. Oh, I kind of sound like a weirdo now, don't I?
Blank look.
Like when your muscles are burning and like you're like yes.
Pushing
Strength.
yourself through
Yeah, that's it.
through training,
Yeah, yeah.
and well, I suppose the saying is supposed to be no pain, no gain. But I would assume it's not quite as intense as what these two are referencing.
Blank look.
I guess what I'm talking about is like when you're training and your muscles are burning and like everything hurts. I mean, you know what's happening. You've done it a million times before, like you cool. It's that familiar thing I know. But then, if your like soul is on fire, it's how are you supposed to like he just kind
am
of sinks into his
not
chair.
very experienced with those who believe training is fun. I can see it, though. Again, as I have been very... Well, I suppose I have not told you, so I understand that you did not know. I have told Manda that I have not come from a very happy upbringing. Training is a pain. Plain and simple. However, for you, I understand that it definitely feels good to better yourself. I must ask, though.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with your new epithet thing that you wanted us
Oh.
to ask us about?
Look, what was I talking about again?
Potential. Burning.
Right, potential.
Exploded.
Right,
You
explosion.
now have an epithet.
Right, yeah, so,
What does it do?
yeah. Oh, well, he raises a foot and sort of like, there's, it's just, and you feel just like the telltale pulse of like lexical energy as like a essentially roller skate wheels pop out of the bottom of his feet. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Oh.
That's literally it right now. That's all I can manage.
Oh.
The epithet is 1.
Hey? Yeah, it's one prop. Or 2, I think, now, actually. But, so, yeah, look, to be honest, I wasn't sure if it was actually an epithet. I wasn't sure if Mondays could just, like, people who were born epithet users could just make epithets happen.
Well, no, but...
Right? See? That's weird. He,
Yeah.
like, points. Like,
See,
that shouldn't happen.
typically you can't just make an epithet happen, but you can be born with one and not know until a substantial point within your life.
Yeah, I guess I have heard of like people who have epithets and don't realize it, but
From what I have seen from this destruction bench agreement, and from what people have shown me, I believe one example of which happening upon the show was one named Cadence, I suppose.
it rings a bell.
I do not know if this is similar to your situation, but one who is mundane can understand later on that they have an epithet.
I see.
Mondo just nods.
Yeah, sorry for lying, by the way, about the epithet thing.
You are
know,
not lying to me. It was obvious.
Yeah, Mondo lets out like an exhale, like, yeah, I tried. Sorry. I guess I'm sorry for lying, for saying you did have an epithet when you didn't, to try to cover for you, because I knew you didn't have an epithet, because
You
with a
knew.
heavy nose, with a heavy nose when they do and don't eat an epithet, you know. But yeah, so sorry for, you know. He shrugs,
No.
he like scratches the back of his head.
Yeah, he looks like so fucking embarrassed. Like he's like, oh no, he knew. He's like, oh,
But at least with this
Thanks.
one, right? I can help. I can help with this one, because like the only thing I'm really good at when it comes to this sort of stuff is when I awakened to my psychic powers, the first thing I really realized I could do was I can sort of like latch on to epithet signatures and like replicate them using psionics, you know?
I don't.
So I
Yeah.
might be able to help you sort of like guess what your epithet is
All right.
by like helping you play around with it.
Out of character, the person who knows is offline right now, so we won't
Yeah,
get
I
any
know. Later,
right
later.
now,
I
but
figured.
Yeah.
that would help.
Mm,
I don't know if it's like. I'm a little worried it's gonna be one of those like epithets that like suck. You know, like
I'm
I'm
sure
still-
it's something cool, like I don't know, that just has like a really niche application that gives you wheels on your feet or something.
yeah. I
And
mean,
it
that might
could
be.
also just as easily be rollerblade.
I mean, it
I'm not sure.
literally could be.
And to be fair, if you want, we could work on how to train that.
I would appreciate it. This is all completely new to me. I had to like figure out how to have an epithet, right? Because all the coolest, strongest people have epithets. So you know, I had to
Joe
have an
looks at Ace.
not.
Wait, you have an
entirely
epithet,
true.
right?
No.
And you and oh my god.
I have an epithet, yes.
All right, thank God.
But I would not consider myself strong by myself.
Oh, dude, you're super strong.
Mondo
Make-
looks.
Right, like I figured you had an epithet because you were like doing all this weird shit.
Manda is just psychic.
Oh my god.
Much like
looked-
you simply just did weird elemental techniques.
Oh yeah.
Were you
I mean,
going
that
to
was-
say something, Manda?
No. Later. He looks kind irritated.
I'm sorry if I like offended you.
No,
Right?
no, it's no, not you.
Alright, yeah, look, this is kind of like shattering a lot of things in my brain right now. Like, when I grew up, I was like, oh, epithets are like the be-all end-all of strength, and I had no idea I was surrounded by strong Mundies. I literally could have just said I was a Mundi. And now I have an epithet. Ugh.
A
He
large
like
amount of
slams his head
population-
against the fucking the nearby car, just like dunk.
A large amount of the population is mundane in nature. At least, they rub their head. Mundane in nature is classified as those who do not have epithets, but that does not mean they are what's the word I'm looking for?
Weak.
Uninteresting.
Yeah. Not spectacular. Shrug.
Manda is very spectacular, they say, almost looking proud, prideful.
Manda's like, he looks here because he's always considered himself weak. So he sits here and he's like, Ace calls him strong. Mahir calls him strong. So he's like, wait a second. Worldview. Am I strong? Wait a second.
I love how this diatribe is just two dumbasses.
It's literally the two fucking babysitters with their respective children.
Yeah.
What do you mean you like? Ugh. You didn't think you were strong? You were like picking up shit, like throwing it around when I got here.
He thinks about it, right? Well, like, he stands up. I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, no, me too, buddy. I
You know,
guess.
I'm probably gonna force you to train your mind at some point.
I've been around DBA too much. I forgot that the rest of the world is like... was like me. He thinks. I
No.
forget that like a month ago I was like...
He like looks in the distance and just sees like a normal ass dude walking.
like that.
Huh? Well,
As a question for you, Gecko.
yep.
So, Mahir can just sort of directly look at Ace's soul and all of that, right? Just the quote-unquote stuff about it. Did one of the... I'll message you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
If it's like a soul description thing, feel free to message that to me too, because Manda can also just see that.
oh yeah, no.
I'm just asking because I would have made something aware of.
So yeah, no.
Mm.
They're still there. And now that you've got something to compare them to, it's not epithet at all.
Your soul is very strange.
It also doesn't appear to be his soul.
Something around your soul seems very strange.
What do you mean?
Well, I noticed this whilst we were on the island, but if you're
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
if your training has brought you to awaken to an epithet, I do believe you'll be awakening to many other things in the future, considering your soul, if I had to describe it, has this golden color with very many, what should I call them? Pips or wells or
Yeah, narrows
fountains
his eyes.
of potential.
Do they feel like localized in anywhere, or
They are
uh
around certain parts of your body.
like my hands and feet?
Mahir would effectively just sort of walk up and using their cane, not the sharp part, just poke at some of the spots that are highlighted.
Yep. Hands, feet, and chest. He nods like, okay, all right, I see. I see what's happening here. All right. So, yeah, I was gonna bring this up, but he pulls out because he just seems to always wear his gauntlets. He strips them down to like a more basic form, but he does still always like wear them around. He puts his hand in front of himself and sort of turns his hand upside down and just pulls out a couple tools, starts like tinkering with a couple things. As the gauntlets sort of hiss as if hydraulics are being released, and then a small, what essentially appears to be a shard of an iridescent like material of sorts is revealed within like the just above the palm, sort of on the top of the hand. So yeah, this is probably what you're seeing. This is how I've been doing the elemental stuff. I don't know what they are, but there's like 5 fragments of this thing.
You are very strange and interesting.
Yeah, you gotta like train with it, but and if you use it through your skin, like your direct skin, it hurts like a lot, a lot.
Would you say that Ace would have allowed Future to attempt this with one of them once?
I feel like he would have directly avoided like bringing it up with Future.
That's fair.
Mahir
that's
being
kind of-
like, unleashes your secrets.
yeah, it was like, yeah, you know, it's his whole thing, like, you know, check out my epithet, guys. Yeah, I guess I probably should have brought this up to you, Future.
Actually has funny rocks.
Yeah,
It is fine.
this is the source of my elemental power, I guess.
Well, I wouldn't say that I didn't feel something was off about it, but I'm glad you have told me at least.
Yeah.
Now.
They were given to me by my mother back where I come from. They're like really important to me. I don't know what they are.
Do they feel divine in any way?
Not divine. Something a little weird.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Future can't really sense much
little bit
else, but
magic.
she's just very familiar. Oh, I guess she's familiar with magic, actually.
Yeah,
She's
a little
familiar
magic.
with magic and divine when it comes to, like, weird shit.
Yeah, it's like it's a little bit magic. Almost divine, but like not really. Yeah. Yeah,
Well.
so that might be like messing with your senses or something. I like looked at them, the little blips, I keep one in each of my gauntlets, and then in my shoes, so I can do like kicking attacks and all that.
Well, I suppose we can now train with that in mind as well. Future would turn to Manda and me here. This is something a little more personal to me, but I suppose would help Ace as well. I am quite sensitive to certain things. Not so much, not to the extent that you two seem to be, but, it seems like the two of you have, for lack of a better term, unlocked your key.
Nods.
Nods slightly slower.
Yo, you guys have key?
Nods.
To an extent, yes.
That's
Hell,
sick.
this may be presumptuous of me, but, again, through this contract, I suppose, my own key was lost. However, seeing as you two are both here and possess some kind of key, which I don't remember Manda's prof number for key, but I remember it being quite high. Seems to be quite well developed. If I might trouble you to assist me in unlocking mine.
Ah. Yes, a reciprocal relationship of teaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manda sort of like scratches his head. It's like, oh, teaching. I don't think I'm qualified to teach.
Well,
Apparently, I just have like some. Well,
He kind of smiles and kind of like,
well, I just have some really high reservoirs.
that is fair enough. And while I definitely would like to keep in contact, it's not exactly what I meant. So Mayhear and Manda can see souls, right?
They can. Mayhear has effectively, like.
well, they both have omni-sight.
Yeah, they both
Yeah.
have Omni-sight. Mayhear's
Yeah.
technically lived with it for longer and has it in a wider radius, but they
Yeah.
both have.
Yeah.
Can see
Mayhear-
what the plot desires.
So
They both have omni-sight. Mahir just knows how to deal with it, which is why Manda isn't looking directly at you.
yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. Something you would have noticed, and you could probably still see if you were to look at their soul specifically, is that you can't actually see their soul, because it's like completely surrounded in like Ace, right? It's like it's surrounded in gold, but unlike Ace, it's very gaudy and like just like unpleasant to like look at, right? And seems to have it's just like it's encased in gold, covered in like chains and locks, with a singular broken clock just in the middle. And like, it's this again, this isn't like an epithet or anything like that. That's just what happens when you try and look at her soul.
This seems as though it may be difficult.
So it's
I am
not
not going to lie to you. Your soul seems to be locked up.
Yes. I'm aware that something was done to it, although I don't know the specifics. But
It's a lot.
well, as I was mentioning, it's not so much that I need a teacher, but more, I guess, a direct flow of ki from someone who is experienced with it should help unlock something.
Well, let me pause for a moment. I see no reason why not. I can assist. Considering Manda, as they have said, has very high reservoirs, but is not very experienced with it. I, as well, don't have very much experience, but considering my epithet, I simply know.
Understood. Yeah. Future would look at May here. Just, would you like to do this now? As in that kind of way, I guess.
I mean, if you would want to, I see
I would.
no reason to keep the business waiting.
I would certainly appreciate it, since it would, again, assist me in my own fight against God, as it were, and also training Ace.
Nod.
Cause like, yeah, some of her like, just mechanically wise, some of her abilities have like ki in them, right? But it's not like it just seems to be raw, unrefined, and like just kind of awkward, you know?
Yeah,
That's like, if you were to like sense her ki, it would be like that, where it's like just very bad, not good time.
yeah. Unrelated, I know they wouldn't, but I like the idea that as Mayheer and Future are just standing next to each other and talking directly, and Mondo leans over and is just like, my mentor could beat the shit out of your mentor.
Nah, bro. You haven't seen nothing.
Yeah.
But Mayheer takes a moment, plants their cane into a relatively, loose part of the fucked up scrapyard soil, and then claps their hands together before holding them to Future, and we're just gonna suffuse ki into them.
Yeah. It feels like, as I said, that Future's ki is like just twisted and warped, and like she can like generate ki to like discharge, right? But she can't do much else with it, right? Which is weird because you could also sense that she just straight up has mana. And as you sort of like infuse her with ki, she, she's closed her eyes at this point, and you can sort of feel that she herself is managing to direct the ki to like where it needs to go to like to sort of like straighten itself out effectively, and just sort of start flowing properly, as opposed to, again, what it was before. It's not perfect, but it's now something she can actually work on, as opposed to like being fucked up. And as at this point I post her talent, where she's just kind of like good at this. She's another one of you motherfuckers who has like growth
Mechanics, yeah.
Oh, I see. Mayheer feels that and is just like, I see. Nods.
Future also nods. Thank you.
No,
It's-
no issue.
It's been very unpleasant living like this for as long as I have.
I can imagine. I know not of your full circumstances, but I wish you the best in overcoming them.
I appreciate it.
It requires a great deal of strength to live, and it requires a great deal more to overcome.
Yeah, she sort of like looks down and narrows her eyes. Well, I definitely intend to overcome this contract I'm under. She sort of like feels a little like she's definitely like she doesn't like show it too much, but you can definitely feel that she's got like a deep-seated rage about this whole thing. And Mandra and May here would notice that one of the locks has got a key in it now.
Ah, key.
Yeah, that's just coincidental words, but you know what? Yeah.
With that, one of the locks around your soul has been penetrated.
Hmm.
Gives a little fist bump.
Well, that certainly does fill me with ease.
Shut up.
No, that was Manda doing that.
I know. Oh.
Well, I
Hey,
suppose
can you
I
hit
must
me with
ask
like
then.
a gazillion key as well?
I did not hit.
Oh,
They like pause, like
Manda
they
looks at
process
Ace.
what Ace said.
oh, you know, that works in anime.
Yeah, exactly.
I get the feeling
Thanks.
something stupid's about to happen.
He thinks.
No, usually it almost kills people with the keyword, and then it's almost.
He lifts his hand up.
Manda,
Hey, what are you doing?
What?
now, not to, not to discourage you, but, does your key not horrifically harm what it touches? Points at car that has half of it taken out, points at car that has half of it taken out,
He
points
thinks.
at dummy that is missing half of its torso.
Well, I suppose I do horrifically harm me.
He looks at Ace.
And my key is a part of me.
You have been
Looks-
getting better with your key, though. As
I
in,
have been.
Your key has been making you better.
Ever since I became a Saiyan, I haven't been... Or at least ever since I became a Saiyan, my psionics have been calming down.
Leans over to Future. I don't know what that means. He's explained
Future's-
it to me. I don't know what that means.
Future's eye like weirdly twitches, but is like, I don't know. I feel
Allow-
like Ace
now-
is trying to explain something similar.
Now, they rub their temple a little bit. Ace, I would think of doing the same that I did to Future with you, and I would, if you are very sure, think it would be good for Manda to attempt. But from what I have understood from those who have very keen and strange amounts of potential when I attempt to infuse them, their power gets a little bit greedy for a moment.
What do you mean by that?
Manda, you feel their sight slowly turn to you.
Sweat drop.
I attempted to awaken Manda once, and their power attempted to.
Oh god, did it try to eat you?
Not
Did do the
me.
snake thing? Where
No.
it turned into a snake?
Well, yes, but no, he did not attack me. His power wanted to latch on and keep what I was attempting to grant him in a way.
Huh.
And I am not sure if that is a common thing between those with high potential, or if that was simply a one-time thing.
Well, to solve any issues with this, until we learn more about your new epithet, Ace,
Yeah. Maybe we should just.
yeah, we're gonna hold off on that.
Alright, I get it. I wouldn't want to die from something as silly as being, donutted by a cool psychic guy.
It will come in time, regardless of whether or not you're infused.
Donutted?
Oh, we get turned into a donut. With a hole.
He's trying to explain this one to me as well.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen it happen once.
If this was an anime, you would see the thought bubble pop over Mahir's head, where it's the idea that Ace is thinking that Mondo shoots a beam at them and then they turn into a donut. Like literal.
Oh, it's like the chocolate bar thing with Boo.
They're just like, what are you talking about?
What did he say? The chocolate-like thing?
The
Like
chocolate
Boo.
bar thing with Boo.
You're a candy.
Oh.
Wait, Ace, have you seen Dragon Ball?
Nah. I've seen dragons shoot balls of fire at me.
Nobody knows how cool I am.
Bro, I mean, I'll watch anime with you. I've only seen a bit, but it's cool as hell.
We'd have to binge from the beginning.
Well, you can't be that
I'd be
long.
down.
For 100 episodes.
Oh, we'd have to start from Dragon Ball, then we'd have to go into Z, or no, we'd have to. Cause we'd have to, cause we could watch Z, or we could watch Z Kai, and then we have to. We're not watching GT.
You're saying a lot of words. Is this what it's like for you? Looks at Future.
Oh, Mahir, we gotta watch Dragon Ball.
Future nods, by the way.
You have been so kind to invite me into your home, so I shall.
Oh, Mahir, we gotta watch the Ghibli movies.
Ghibli?
I shall
Is
do
that
what
like
you ask me.
Is that
Oh,
like a
you're
type
gonna
of
love Ponyo.
Well, I'm not doing anything else today. I think. Looks at Future. Are we gonna do training or?
We didn't have any training today. Though if
Oh.
you would want to, that's fine, but I can see where the winds are blowing.
Oh yeah. Oh man, is Dragon Ball about dragons?
Oh, it's a shonen. A shonen is basically like training, but Eastern cartoon. It can
So
give
you
you
can
all
watch
kinds of
cartoons.
it can give you all kinds of ideas for techniques. That's where I get most of mine.
Yo, like the sort of anxiety and sort of like the confusion in his mind seems to be melting away as he, you know, gets dumb excited about watching cartoons. Dude, I could be like, I'm sure I could be heaps of ideas for like elemental techniques.
Actually, there's a lot of things from DBA that are like, from what I can tell, inspired from anime, and some things are just like he like scratches his head. Some things just seem to be like straight up taken from anime. Oh, there's
What?
actually someone in DBA who has a epithet that is just straight up in anime.
What?
Yeah.
Huh. Wait, what is it?
He really quick. Wow, he pulls out a Pokeball.
Well, there's a lot of debate about whether it's an anime or a cartoon, but I think it's technically an anime. It's a Pokemon. Well, it's a Pokeball, but there's a Pokemon inside it.
I think I've seen it. Right. Anyway, sorry. Thanks. Guys, by the way, before we get too distracted, and like
It-
binge watch a bunch of anime and stuff.
It was
Yeah.
no problem.
This is just a really confusing time for me, and it really helped getting your weird, like, cool vision sight on it, and like actually telling me what happened. Maybe.
Nods,
Uh,
nods.
My purpose is my sight. So, it being used means or makes sense to me.
Sounds kind of like toxic, but no worries.
Yeah. I'm just kind of here because, Mahir's staying with me. I'm not really used to knowing how to use my eyes.
Well, I mean, they're cool. You can like see anywhere, right? Within like a certain area.
Yeah, my eyes aren't as widespread as Mahir's yet, but they're getting there.
That is both the problem and the good part, I suppose. You have all around awareness, but the problem is that being that aware of things around you. They pause for a moment. A normal person is not meant to handle that.
Nods.
Damn. Well,
From here, I can sense into the busy streets or a cafe, etc. All while we have been having a conversation. The point is, I've seen there's a lot to see, and when you have all around vision, as myself or Manda does, then it gets to be too
Overwhelming?
much.
Well, I don't know if training can help with that, but or if I can help with training with helping with that. But like, yeah.
I
I'm
am
always down to
helping,
help.
Manda.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need someone to punch, I'm a really good training dummy, so I've been told.
We have many of those.
Right.
That isn't something I
Manda.
told him.
Manda thinks.
Hey, May here.
Yes,
Do you know martial arts?
to an extent.
Huh. I didn't think about that.
I have seen martial arts be used. However, I have not taken on any particular techniques since my specialties in them are not very... Well, that is to say, I'm not specialized in any, though I have seen them, as I have been, you know, they wouldn't be pausing for this long in universe, but my brain is trying to, like, think of things to say. As I've stated, my purpose with the power that I was granted is to better others.
Nods.
I cannot quite focus on awakening someone while fighting at the same time unless I have already set up what I need.
Manda thinks to himself.
I just realized I'm as strong as I am now. I probably need to learn how to fight.
Well, I know of one martial art. Well, actually, I know many. But I have my personal one. And, while I'm currently teaching ASIT, I can potentially teach it to you, or there is Donovan, who I believe is, at some point, opening a dojo for his own martial arts style.
I do not know of this Donovan person.
Oh, dude, he's so strong.
Manda nods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of the more, I guess, popular contestants at DBA. He has a fan club at my school. So does Cadence. Oh, so does Misty.
Wait, really?
Nods.
Do I have a fan club?
No.
I know not who those people
You've
are.
only been in one episode
Yeah.
so far.
That's true. Damn.
Well, I mean, I suppose Cadence was someone you told me about once in regards to strong people. Perhaps I should look into them.
Nods.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
when it
there's
comes to
also,
strong, they're up there.
I'd say if it came to a tier list, they're like almost S, if not S already.
I'd say when it comes to a tier list, they're 12 damage basic attack.
I also like met someone called Masha. She seems pretty cool. Martial art stuff. At the Donovan thing, where he like told people to fight him, and I like rocked up and tried to fight him, which didn't go very well, by the way.
You did fine.
Nods.
Yeah, I met a weird shadow blob guy, and we ate like Chinese food. Pretty sick. Speaking of Chinese food, do you guys want to catch some Chinese food before we like watch anime?
Manda just smiles.
You know what? Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest.
Huh. Great minds think alike, eh?
nods.
That's when there's a like I guess like a wyvern with like one wing. That didn't go very well.
Oh, I've got bad news for you then.
Oh yeah, clicks wheels out of her feet. Oh yeah, check this out.
Monda takes a single step and you just see.
Oh man.
I assume you can keep an eye on them while they're ahead of us.
Yes. There's no need to go too fast. And I imagine from there, the four of them go off and do their things. And, you know, I believe we can call that successful short story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow!
Whoa.
Wowza.
Why?
Wowie
The
zowie.
fucking image of Ace just popping out Heelys and just like slowly graveling along the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't help that he doesn't have the terrain advantage, because he's got dirt, gravel, grass.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Like,
I guess he could have gone on the train tracks.
I'm
between
surprised he
now-
didn't.
I think they can go across any surface, but like it wouldn't be very effective.
I personally think he should have does what Nitro does with her ones, where they can produce like rocket flame.
Oh my god. They might later.
Yeah.
You have, you've repeated the same sentence twice within this.
Have I?
Yeah, because it says Ace must take a movement action each turn, and then slightly lower, Ace must take a movement action each turn.
Yeah, I must have copied it in twice or something. Like added it and then thought I didn't add it and then
Oops.
Yeah,
You can fix that later.
But
Yeah.
fixed it now.
for now, I believe, with that, we can, you know, say goodbye to chat, everybody. And,
Good.
Well,
You know.
should we plug something first? Should we plug something?
we should plug something first. Speaking of plugs, light bulbs. And also the
Wow,
Discord
you
server.
said it.
Oh, it's much better than what I was gonna say.
Whoa, join the server.
Whoa, whoa.
Oh wow,
Join the
wow,
server.
as they say.
Goodbye,
Oh, we
everybody.
will.
Goodbye.
Yeah, thanks for watching. If you were
Goodbye to
watching.
chat.